the light ring and
Oh,
the little thing that holds the
yeah, yeah,
camera
yeah.
and
Yeah,
or the
yeah. All them
phone,
fancy light fixtures.
you know.
I do have, my son bought me, what did Leon bought me? He bought me one of the clamp things for my phone. So I have that. I've gotten that far. Like one of those.
That's cool. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have that. But that's it. And it's one of those that you can like thing it into stuff and
Nice.
bend it
Yeah,
around
you
and
could put
clamp
it in a
it to stuff. So
corner of
that's
something,
yeah, 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 yeah. That's cool.
bookshelf
Or what I
corner.
tend to do, rather than making it really useful, I just pinch my finger into these bits here and ouch.
Oh, yeah.
You can do that too
Then
if
it's
you're
like,
into some masochistic pain shit.
let me put that away and not do that again, and not
Yeah,
use it.
yeah, totally, because it hurts.
That's funny. That's funny.
Excellent.
Wanna
So let's do the
so
introductions. You do the introduction today. I'm gonna have my wine. Go.
fantastic. Here we grow again. It's it's wine with heart. It's a good time to relax. We've been working hard. Um,
Yeah.
Here we grow again is Yvette La Unica, my dear friend from London. I'm Jonathan from San Antonio, Texas, and we get together to catch
Texas.
up. And every
Yes.
time we catch up, we grow in some form. So we figured we'd start sharing it with
Sh-
you.
Yay. Top idea. It's grand, it's grand, it's grand, it's grand.
That it's funny. Last time when we did introductions, and this time, last time on Sunday, and now, um, I see myself like me, my voice. I'm here, like I'm present. I'm participating at
Excellent.
my max capacity, and we uh, not bringing it full circle, but bringing it back.
Mhm.
I want to say the first time we jumped on, I was like, I don't feel like it. I feel sick, and I'm
Yeah, yeah,
here,
no, we
and
both
I'm
were. Yeah, 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 yeah.
here and
I'm here
happy.
because I
And
said I would be. That was it. I'm here because I said
yeah,
I would be.
yeah, we said we would start sharing the calls that we had with the world and see where it goes, and start making sure
Yeah,
that they stay on a Twitch platform for a few weeks and YouTube for people to see. Maybe somebody comes along and it helps a person down the line. Um,
yeah, absolutely.
you know, but
Yes.
we connect like that. Yvette, how are you? You've been out being active.
Yes, so I am in, you can see the green spaces behind me. I am in a
Yeah.
part of, is it London? It's kind of still London. It's like the outskirts. It's like, because London is a weird place, because London is actually only the
Mhm.
city of London. So
Mhm.
you come from here, call it London town, because that's the little tiny bit
Proper.
there. And then yeah, the proper bit. And then it expanded. So it's expanded
Mhm.
so far. So I'm like south of London, like
Mhm.
deep south, but it's still
Mhm.
technically London.
Mhm.
But it's beautiful. It's really quiet, almost in the countryside.
Mhm.
And I'm working with this incredible lady who does she declutters for clients, very high end clients. They're always
Mm.
super classy, people, really lovely,
Mhm.
and they have the most amazing houses always. And
Mhm.
if you think about the UK, it's like old Victorian houses, old Georgian
Mm.
houses, old
Nice.
Elizabethan house. They're just crazy buildings that the family has the entire house. So it's like three, 4 stories. Today we were in the attic
Right.
of like a 3 story one.
That is awesome.
Old, I think hers is a newer one. Hers is like a Georgian one, but it's such a beautiful house. Um, so yeah, and I absolutely, it's hard work because you're basically holding space for someone all day, um, as they declutter, and it's stuff. She even said herself, the client was saying she's had it on her mind for years and stuff, often always wanted to do it, but kind of just didn't have the headspace to do it. And so many beautiful things to it, like when you're ready to do something, you know. So
Mhm.
she still has the anxiety. She still has the kind of like, oh, I really don't do this. I'm gonna unravel this hell of stuff. And it was a lot of
Right.
stuff. I'm like, it was
It
a
was a
lot of
lot of
stuff.
stuff. And
A
there's a
lot of
lot of
stuff.
stuff.
But
Yeah.
her desire to go through it was higher than the anxiety and the fear and the worry.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why I really kind of the kind of person I am, um, the personal development addict that I am. I just
Mhm.
love doing that kind of work because it's like you
Mhm.
get to experience someone doing this process of, you
Mhm.
know, they have the desire, or else they wouldn't be there because it's not cheap. You know, this is not, oh,
Mhm.
I have some spare money. No, no, no. This is,
Mhm.
you best have some money in your bank account to even
Right.
phone this lady to tell her to come to your house for 2 days.
Right. Right.
Like,
You're gonna pay
don't
this
even,
lady.
yeah, yeah, you need to pay this lady to have her in your house for
She
2 days. That's how good she is.
she does
And that's
she
how
doesn't
high
even
end she
come
is.
by herself.
Oh,
She
no.
comes with
Yeah, she
like
comes with
she comes
team.
with a staff.
Yeah.
She comes with a
Hmm.
team.
Yeah, she
Like
comes with a team. Sometimes it's two of us. Sometimes it's just one. But yeah,
mhm.
she comes with people. And like,
It's
yeah.
I've been okay, so I'll be honest. I'll be vulnerable. The V I'm gonna use the V word. Um I need to I don't know if I need to take pictures, but I need to have a before and an after
Hmm.
in my life around
Yeah.
this clutter topic.
Right,
This
right, right, right.
happens. I broke my back a year ago. I have no excuse. I'm
Hmm.
able and I'm really lucky to have all the capacity that I do and be able to move around and lift things for myself and
Yeah,
yay.
it's
So
amazing.
that's
Yeah,
a story with a happy ending. But
yeah,
I have not
huge.
put all of the things back in their place
Right,
since
right,
said
right, right.
accident
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
my truth.
Hmm.
And if
Yeah,
I would do that, I think uh, me first, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
everybody in my world, I think would just radiate happier if I would
Yeah,
do
for
that
sure. Yeah, yeah, for
now
sure.
for myself.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's hugely underestimated. Um,
hmm
like the power of your space. Like for me personally, I, you know, my mummy. It's all my mummy's fault because she's decluttering queen. This woman like does
hmm
not have anything in her life that is not serve a purpose. And the moment
really,
it
that's
stops
great.
serving a purpose, she gets rid of it. She's like, just she's extreme. Right? We call her the
How do
overachiever
you
because she's totally she's an overachiever completely.
how do you know when its purpose is done?
Well, she just because she's always aware of it. She's always like, "Oh, I don't use that anymore. Oh, you know, I'm done
Okay.
with that project, so that can go." You know, she
hmm
doesn't hold on to stuff at all, and like, and yeah, she
That's
does it with
awesome.
everything. It's amazing, and her home and her husband's home is, you know, their home is totally organized. It's lived in, you know, because they live there, but it's yeah, there's nothing that
Right.
shouldn't that's not serving a purpose. It's really
I
amazing.
I have I have as much as I could carry from the last place, which was as much as I could carry from the last place, which like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
always carrying as much as I
Moving
can to the
around.
next
Yeah, yeah,
place
yeah.
and it's
Right,
too
right.
much. It's
Yeah.
always too much.
I
And
am the complete opposite because I've always moved around a lot. So, like, because I move around a lot, I just leave stuff. And so I've moved out of apartments and left like whole kitchens. Like if you
mhm
moved into that apartment, you were like you could cook that day. You know, you could.
mhm
I've left plants. I've left. You know, kind of yeah. Because I'm just like
right.
whatever. And then, and the more I do it, the more I really don't care about it because I'm always amazed.
Mhm
Like the apartment I live in now that you visited, I went there
Mm-hmm.
with nothing. Like there was nothing there. And like I walked down the road, I never forget it. I walked down the
Mm-hmm.
road. This Turkish lady was moving back to Turkey, and her grandson was helping her
Uh-huh.
pack the van. And she had literally a
Uh-huh.
kitchen set of pots, pans, glasses, whatever, all kinds of stuff. And she was like, and I just moved in, and we started talking because I love talking to old people. We started
Right.
talking, and she basically packed her kitchen into her grandson's car, and he drove it
Uh-huh.
up the road and dropped it in my kitchen. And I'd literally lived there 2 days. So
That's awesome.
like, right? And because and I say that she's an elderly Turkish lady because she had quality shit.
That's amazing.
She
Right?
had
Stuff that you
quality
still can
shit
use.
that had been taken care of her
Right.
family and could still
That's
take care of
neat.
mine. It was
And
amazing.
and she was moving without the need to have
And
it
she was going
anymore.
back to Turkey. She didn't need to have it. She was gonna, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's awesome.
totally. So I've always
That's
just kind
awesome.
of like, oh, just let that go, because my experience of life is I always manage to get what I need and then some.
Yeah, like you say it again. Like I live in I feel like I'm starting to look at most of my friends that are my age
Mm-hmm.
and naturally compare my skin, my tone, my
Right.
look,
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
character, whatever, to these other people because I have a long history of seeing these people from elementary school till now on Facebook.
Yeah.
And however we keep in touch. And that all coming together, I uh Lord, but before I say this, I'm putting up a prayer. Lord, I understand that like vanity and like just not being grateful, like being off of that line can get me in trouble. And I know this comment can sound this comment can sound like harsh.
Like you're off the
Um
line, but you're not.
yeah, like but I know I know and it's funny and then I blank on going right back to the comment. But I know where the line is and if I'm on the right side of it or not right now. Like I'm in a clear space in my life where I know if things are working or not working. So calling
Got
things
it.
out in that way. Um, what was
Mm-hmm.
I gonna say? I was gonna say something that was like tooting my
You're
own
making
horn a
a
little bit, but
comparison. You're making a comparison about, I suppose, where you are, where they are in the journey of life. I suppose.
right, exactly. Like, but just acknowledging and being as much of the observer as I
Right.
can
Yeah. Yeah.
be in my
Yeah.
own life.
Yeah.
Man, like I'm not wrinkling as fast as most of my friends. Um,
Okay.
maybe it's my spa regimen, maybe it's my man maintenance,
Maybe it's that
and
Texas sunshine.
maybe it's I spend a lot of time outdoors in the summer,
Mm.
and I was thinking about this yesterday. I spend a lot of time outdoors in the summer, and it's like God, like somebody would actually pay for like the kind of glistening sweat that I had going for hours yesterday, and it was like nobody had to light a fire, nobody had to like turn on the spa heat.
It was
It
just
was
au
just
natural.
it was
A
humid. It
day
was you
in
know,
San Antonio, Texas.
and yesterday you could have sold yesterday to the right people looking for the right thing. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I noticed I was like, I wonder if that has helped my skin. Is that the reason? Like, why do all my
Mm.
friends have like aging
Yeah,
skin
yeah.
or wrinkles and like
Happiness.
I'm talking
Happiness.
they look 20
Yeah,
they
yeah.
look 20 30 years
Yeah,
older
yeah.
and
I think happiness. I think happiness is underrated. You know,
mm,
the capacity, and it's a choice. Like I like my whole life I've always been kind of over optimistic, over giddy, kind of like, Miss
Mm-hmm.
Sunshine. And I used to
Mm-hmm.
get teased for it a lot. But before I came into my own as a person, it was like, oh
Right.
God, she's so much. That
She's
was my
so
feedback.
happy.
She's so much. Like, why is she like that? Like and I grew up in London. Like, I came here as a 10 year
Enjoy
old
everything.
and I grew up in London,
Enjoy.
enjoying
Yeah.
everything, being all happy, bringing my little happy Caribbean self, and they're like, "Ugh, this one."
Hmm. Why? Like you're not the rain cloud. That's for sure.
I'm not the rain cloud at all. And I think I feel like, especially because if we're willing to acknowledge the opposite, okay, if we're
Hmm.
willing to acknowledge that fear and stress and worry and anxiety affect our mind, body, and spirit,
Mm.
um, then by contrast, you'd have to admit that smiling, laughing, being optimistic, seeing the positives in life are going to affect your
Hmm.
body in a good way. And, yeah,
Right.
kind of it's just as relevant. Like, why acknowledge
Yeah.
the negative stuff and don't acknowledge the good stuff?
That's pretty intuitive. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
for Yvette. Yvette scores one.
Yay! I scored one. Yes. Salute.
Doo-doo. Um, no, huge point. Um, oh, you said something earlier that uh, reminded me. You were talking about happiness, and I forget. We touched on something of
Was it about work? Was it
oh,
about work?
doing something that you love that you were curious about, and it was
Yeah,
the work that you were doing this weekend,
yes,
and
exactly, exactly.
being I remember you shared where you had been this weekend, how awesome it was to be like facilitating the
Yeah,
good stuff where you're actually
yeah,
making big changes and big
yeah,
uh
yeah, yeah, yeah.
incremental step changes so that you're physically different after a day or two instead of
Yeah,
uh taking time to do it.
yeah.
And we were saying like that was the secret of life in a nutshell,
Mhm.
was putting
Yeah,
yourself in position to get paid to enjoy or do something that you're curious about, because
yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah,
learning, and you're most learning when you're giving it away, right?
yeah. That's so true. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. And the experience itself is just awesome. It really is.
yeah.
It's always like, it's always humbling. It's always humbling to see the humanity in it, kind of the humanity in, like, there's so many interesting elements of it, like
Yeah.
our stuff, our stuff and what our stuff means to us,
Oh my
and
god, the
how
stuff.
much meaning you give to
I
your
don't
stuff, and like
I don't even want to show you all the stuff. It's too much stuff. There's too much meaning in here.
there's too much meaning. There's too much meaning happening.
There is way too much meaning in here. There's
Yeah,
there's still like WV um training brochures and manuals
yeah,
and
we got
papers
nurses.
and
See, I
app,
like,
app,
I'm done with that.
applic well, I mean, I just haven't gotten around to cleaning the
Yeah,
areas that
yeah,
still have
yeah,
it hidden within it. And
yeah,
but
yeah.
shoot, there's magazines and stuff, and it's like, oh, but our friends are in the cover of that. Like, I can't throw that magazine away. You're like,
Yes, you can, because your friends are on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.
yeah, true. Well, shoot, mom's gonna see. I should look. I should send mom with the little care package
Yeah.
of uh like Voyager magazines of the people that are
Nice.
still with Secret,
Oh, that
and
would be sweet.
just send a little gift package of like, hey, here's like, I'm positive I could send uh Gersbowski Travis and Brittany Just,
Yeah,
Raymond
they would
Cheney,
appreciate that.
Raymond Cheney Braun, the
Yeah, I remember
twins.
Chris Browski sending me telling me that he just had his like a car boot full of that stuff because he had it with him all
Oh
the time.
yeah, I
Yeah,
bet.
like tools. He's a tools guy, so he was like all over it. Love that guy.
I'm. Sh-
But I bet
I
he doesn't
wonder.
anymore. I bet he's just whoop, whoop,
Right.
next tool. These tools,
I
relevant
want.
tools.
Yeah. I mean, there's always something new, but yeah,
Yeah,
there's
for
too
sure.
much. There's too much. There's time. It's spring cleaning time, no matter what time it is. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's something to be said for when you clear your space
Mm-hmm.
and how it affects your energy, how it
Mm,
affects your sense of self and your energy and your
yeah.
spirit, yeah. It's not a small thing, it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing.
I've been tackling the large mountain that is my clutter.
Yeah.
Um, slowly, like I'll if I have to maneuver through the clutter, then I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah,
at least bring something from the clutter back
yeah.
to where it goes, or at least pick up the trash as you're coming back.
Yeah.
Um,
I
if
will.
it if
I'll
if
send you some stuff when I get
if
home.
it's ever
So
gotten that bad,
Thursday,
I don't know if it's ever gotten that
Wednesday
bad, but
night. Wednesday night, I'm gonna send you some stuff too because the trick is don't do everything all at once. The trick is to categorize,
right.
and categorize gives you a huge amount of power. So you say, you
Mm-hmm.
know, clothes. So you start with clothes, and you're only dealing with
Mm-hmm.
clothes, and it gives you the freedom that when books show up,
Mm-hmm.
memory stuff anything else shows up, it's like it's not about you today. It's about clothes today.
Put it over there. That's smart.
Yeah,
I have been
yeah, yeah,
maybe plugging into that through the ether a little bit.
yeah.
Because I've made plugging into what we were talking about on a last call or two about
Mm,
multitasking, but multitasking like three or five big projects at a time, so that
mm.
you can uh, declutter your mind by going and working on something else, and then have the idea that you need
Ah, right.
to go
Yeah,
back and
kind of
work
pop
on.
up because you're not. Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Like I read something or listened to something recently, and it was Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, and those
Mm,
people, um,
cool.
and what they
I like
were
those people.
amazing. Yeah, like what they were amazing at. And if you look at the most prolific years that they had, like take their like
Hmm.
create they're just most inventive like 5 years or 10 years,
Right. Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
because they all had like a peak. Um, at some point, all of these things peaked and they all happened at the same time. But in the if you look at these 5 year periods of these inventors and
Mm,
physicists and people that were this, writing the scientific framework of our universe down for us because they could
yeah,
do
yeah.
it and we
Because they
couldn't
could
figure it
think
out, but
in
they
that
could.
way. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a,
if you look at their most productive period or their most productive year or two,
uh-huh,
they have
uh-huh.
they have high level writings in many different journals or whatever publications. They have it over 5 or 7 or 12 different um, genres of thought. Like they're Albert Einstein
Mm,
is putting out Albert Einstein's putting out things about physics, but he's also putting out things about time and
yeah.
teleportation and movement, and he's putting out so many different things. The patents that they put out at these moments, it's like you're working on beams, and like Charles Darwin is in this kind of category. Like you're working
Yeah.
on you're working on the the genetics of beans, but you're working on uh, the the species work. But then he's also working on something that has nothing to do with, like, it has stuff to do with the same kind of mathematics and the things that they're
Yeah,
truly
but
trying
not
to get
connected
down
in
to,
terms of subject. Mm.
so that their brain could relax off of one thing. It's like,
Right,
go
right.
work 2 or 3 hours or 5 hours or 12 hours, work like a madman on
Mm.
something. But when you get stuck, instead of going off and being like, oh, I don't know what to do, let me listlessly, you know, do chores. No,
Yeah.
like, those people had people to do chores. So they went
Yeah,
to the
yeah, of
next thing and
course.
were like, let me work on this now. Let me read more about this
Yeah.
thing that's not related. And because I turned my brain off of that thing, it
Mm.
figured it out and delivered me the message. Now I can go back with my breakthrough and test out my new
Yeah.
theories. And
Oh, that's
so
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 cool.
important. But
Yeah,
literally
that's
just
amazing.
setting up, like we talked last time about the perfect day, and like,
Yes.
in my perfect day, because I was thinking about that a lot since Sunday. In my perfect day, I'm touching 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 of my major projects every day, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing
Mm.
the better things go, the more I'm doing a bunch of boring things that it's like falling in love with the process of my business, falling in love with the
Right.
process of contacting people, um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
falling in love with the process of just being there for people when people need something, because
Yeah.
people, they don't
Mm-hmm.
have somebody that's there, and then suddenly you're their new best connector.
Yeah.
You're the new best source of good energy. So now they're coming to you, and maybe they eventually ask that question, what do you do, or how can you help me in
Mm.
my
Or
life?
how can you,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or how can
and
I
that's what
fit
we're
this
all.
into, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, and then you get to come into
Oh
somebody's
man,
life
I
and help
struggle
them.
with that so much. I struggle with that
Which
so
part?
much. Like I know the part where you, the part where you fall in love with the process.
Yeah,
That part.
isn't that the hard part to
I, s-
fall in love with? Yeah.
I struggle. Yeah, I struggle, man. I'm like, yeah,
the
yeah.
the awesome energy that I was listening to earlier said, you have to fall in love with the process, because the process is the 95% that you're going to be doing, so that you could celebrate this
Mm,
5%. The beach time, the time that you're off the clock, the time that you're on the
yeah,
cruise, the time that you're, you know, going and spending all this money that you made,
yeah,
is truly like 95 to 5. Like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
get to be on the yacht like 5% of the
yeah,
time, but 95% of the time you got to do all the little things that make sure everybody's okay, everybody gets fed, everybody
mm,
gets helped, so that the money keeps
yeah,
coming in. And
yeah,
without falling in love with that 95%, that 5% isn't going to
mm.
look like the yacht,
Yeah, sure.
you
That's
know.
true. That's
And
true. Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
live
yeah,
the yacht life, but I'm not claiming to live my yacht life at all. I live life, but like, I
I
know
love
the
that hat.
more I help, yeah, the more I
I
help
love that.
other people, the more I can, like, spend time on a yacht if that's something that I want to do. But I'd
Yeah,
rather be where you're at, like you said, like, it's funny, you're helping somebody declutter this space and you love it.
yeah, totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You're in love with the process. Like,
yeah.
are you do you have ideas
Ha!
about when you get home?
No, not at all.
Like, are you motivated to take this thing that you like helping this other person do, like, take any piece of that, like you said, make
Mm. No, I mean,
this is the
I
different
now you
days.
said it, I'm like, oh, 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 yeah. So I actually do know how to be in love with the process because I've just done it,
Uh
and it's not the
uh-huh.
first time.
You
Ha!
were all excited
You're
about it.
smart. You're smart. You are.
You were you were all excited about
Yeah,
it even before
absolutely.
before we went live.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Like,
Yeah, so you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of like our one of our mentors, Mitch Blackford.
Mitch.
Mitch, and she used one of her processes was about, and I never forget it, and I just it's such a good what you just said is such a good
Mm,
reminder of that. She was saying, look at something in your life that you that you do really well, that you do it with ease, that it's really successful, that you just love
mhm,
doing it. You know, you're
mhm,
and then look at how you feel when you're doing it. Look
mhm.
at your attitude towards it, and look at your energy around it, and
Right.
copy paste those things to the thing that you're wanting to get that same result
Result.
from. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
makes a
And
lot of
that just
sense.
reminded me of what you said, kind of like, yeah, because it's totally, like you said, it's totally about the process of
Uh-huh.
this day, of this work is the thing that I'm super excited about. Yeah. So I know how to do it.
Well,
I know how to be excited about a process.
you 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 were glowing in that way of like being excited about, hey, let me tell you about this, like before
Yeah,
we
totally. Yeah, yeah,
go
yeah.
and share
Yeah,
before we share this with
yeah,
everybody, let me share this already.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's
there's
so
a
true.
magic there's a magic in there. And I don't want to say stuck, but I've been going in a cycle on
Mm-hmm.
um getting excited about being like my best friend and my greatest training partner again,
Mm-hmm.
because I
Yeah.
know my greatest heights when I could compete at the greatest level of anything I've ever done is when
Mm-hmm.
I've
Mm-hmm.
taken the time to, like, 95% of the time I'm doing all the work that no one is caring to watch, so that
Right.
they can see me be a champion 5% of my time, but 95% of the time I'm not even competing. Like,
Mm,
95% of the time is the setup for the race. It's the setup for the good stuff. And when you were saying that you were always loving the connection and the process of the declutter and everything, um, it doesn't have to be the same thing, but that's the passion that I know works when it's like, well, I got to get up and do the work when I don't feel like
yeah.
it. You
Mm-hmm.
got to have that
That's
connection
the
to the.
energy you gotta connect to, right?
You at least have to know,
Mm.
well, if I don't do it, then I'm going to miss out on that thing that I'm normally excited about, but today I'm just not because I didn't drink enough water. You know,
Simple things.
you know,
Simple things.
y- yeah, like,
Yeah,
keep
yeah, yeah.
the messages that have been coming, because I know you've had a cold, but I've had a cold, and the messages that keep coming are food is medicine, water and
Mm,
oxygen are like my greatest drugs.
nice.
Like, the
Yeah,
the more I
yeah, yeah.
can
No,
water and
totally. I mean,
oxygenate,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
as,
It's
as
like
we
game
take
over. It's no problem.
as we take wine
There,
breaks
there's
this
there's
afternoon.
water in wine. There's a certain amount of water in wine too. Like that's
We're,
totally a thing.
Yvette and I are celebrating being alive because, like,
Absolutely.
couple tell the truth. Like, I didn't have COVID in the last I didn't have confirmed COVID in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. No,
But
me neither. Yeah.
getting sick in the COVID era is different.
Yeah. It sucks. It sucks. Yeah. Yeah. It
But
sucks.
it's like
It
the
sucks.
the
Because
machine the
people
machine
are
has
mentally stupid.
other people.
Yes.
Yeah. What did they say?
They're mentally stupid. Because they're just like, because you're sitting there trying to blow your nose or coughing or whatever, and it's like you feel like you have to have a sign on your head saying, especially here, because you guys drive, right? So you don't have
Uh-huh.
that kind of super interaction with other people. But here we are a public transport kind of
Subway.
city,
Yeah.
right? So it's
Yeah.
subway, it's trains, it's overground trains,
Mm-hmm.
it's buses, and like so you're going about your business. You've got your mask on because you're on public transport. We still have to wear
Right.
them on public transport, which is fine.
Right.
I
Right.
have no problem with that, but I take it off because I'm having a coughing fit, and literally, anyone that hears me coughing like it's
I
end of
can't
the
believe
world.
you're alive and coughing.
I can't believe you're on the bus.
You're not allowed to
Spreading
cough on the bus
germs.
anymore.
Fuckwits.
Like you're not
That's what
allowed
we
to
call it.
cough. You're not allowed to
Fuckwits.
cough at the grocery store.
Oh God,
Um,
no.
you're not allowed to sneeze at the park or the grocery store. Um, like
Nope.
that's like I
People get
like
very
have they
upset,
really
very paranoid.
have they I don't want this to be true at all, but have they really figured out like are they really going to be able to be like someone that doesn't like me is going to be like I heard him sneeze and then the people are going to come take me away?
Yes,
Like, he sneezed
yes.
twice. Ah, and then they're going to go
We
like
we are
straight
there,
jacket because
brother.
you sneezed.
We are there. Yes,
Dude, I'm not
there.
happy.
The nonsense of it is right about there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like you know me and Yvette World, let me tell you something about Yvette. Yvette loves how I can really attach to the deep emotions of the moments.
Yes, real
And
fast.
real
Not just it's
fast.
not just about how deep you get. It's about how deep and how real fast the deep gets. I
Yeah.
love that.
Oh,
I think it's a
I
true
can
skill and talent.
I know how to I know I figured it out. I know how to feel.
Yeah, baby.
I know
I like
I
how
know
you
how to
said that with your eyes. 'Cause I know how to feel. I love
take
it.
that in a million ways because it comes up in so many different ways, but like I know how to feel and
True
what was coming
story.
up what was coming up for me when I prefaced that was man there's places in the world right now that are like we're talking about it but there's places in the world that are not getting fed, don't have access to
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Cuba is just at a disarray of uh,
yeah,
I don't even know what to call what isn't freedom in Cuba right
yeah,
now, and
yeah, yeah,
it's not just there. It's in Lebanon. It's like there are some
yeah,
hot spots in the world that are going through some
yeah,
tough stuff,
yes.
and I want to skip my push-ups. I'm trying to talk myself through every day,
It's always
skipping perfect day
perspective.
items.
Yeah. It's
Like
perspective. It really is.
the perfect day has push-ups.
Yeah, it's
The
perspective.
perfect
Like
day.
my the our nonprofit organization that I'm a board member of, Global Girl Project. Our
Hmm.
founder, the director of the project, Julia, is this incredible woman, and she is like the queen of keeping it real. Like you
Yeah.
cannot even complain about life around her because she will remind
Right.
you very quickly that some
Yeah.
of the girls that we work with are in Afghanistan right now.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
in Afghanistan right now. So our partners are there.
Big
The
time.
our facilitators that run our program are there, and the girls that we
Hotspot.
work with are there.
Hmm.
And um, that we have the option, the choice to think about a perfect day is
Hmm.
a luxury that they cannot even contemplate right now.
Right. And that's the
So yeah.
I think there's a crazy we've only like started talking about the perfect day conversation, but
Mm,
there's a there's a I think I think you touched on the magic of it. like the simplicity in the perfect day is the magic,
Mm.
because then
Yeah.
everything else happens and you're just going thank you, thank you,
Yeah,
thank
and you're
you for
grateful. You're grateful.
for all
Yeah.
this, for whatever it
Yeah.
is, good or
For
bad.
whatever
Like
life
just,
brings. Yeah. Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. Because
if
I think the thing that we touched on was you're here to experience it. And so many people forget that that's the
mhm,
crux of it. Like you're here, like whether you choose to complain or feel good or, have a pity party or have a joy fest, you're
yeah,
here to experience this moment right now, whatever that moment looks like, feels like, smells like, whatever. You're here.
I'm in a big pity party. I want to help other people more than I want to help myself phase of my life, and flipping it
Mm,
back to I come first and I matter and I love myself is
100%. Yeah.
a process, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I know it's what I get to do. I can't get on and help. Like I had to take care of myself today so that I made the call on time.
Yeah.
You know, I had to sort a few things, work in the morning,
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm,
I got to do some work in the afternoon so that this time is open time. But
mm,
to I realized that like I'm so far away from making a mountain climb in my life right now, like the 95% versus the 5%. Like
right. Yeah.
I'm so clearly, it's clear to
Mm,
me.
yeah.
I had to turn down an invitation like for 30 minutes ago to the Bahamas on Saturday,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
because I know that my life currently needs me to not be stressed about working, but it needs me to put those 5 or 6 days that we're going to go invited to the Bahamas. If I get to work every single one of those days, like a privilege, like I get to, like a
Yes.
thank you
Like
for
you get to.
everything
Yeah.
that
Hundred
goes
percent. You
wrong,
get to. Yeah. Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know,
I get to.
like
Yeah. It's such a
everything that
huge
goes
thing.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, we don't even have to label it wrong or right. It just is kind of
Hmm.
to get to that, to get to we're so programmed to judge.
Mm.
Like my favorite book, the Four Agreements, talks about how
Hmm.
much we're programmed to judge. We judge
Don't
each other, we judge ourselves, we judge other
don't make
people, we judge
assumptions.
situations. Yeah. So it's
Don't
kind
take
of
it
like
personal.
don't take it personally. Oh boy, did I have to remember that yesterday. Remember, I was called yesterday. I was like, she's
See,
such a bitch because I
I'm
took it personally.
I'm I'm glad you brought up the four agreements. Like with a
Yay!
little bit of
I'm gonna
extra
pour
time,
myself a little
with
bit of extra wine because I figured that out.
with a little bit of like overtime on the four
Yes,
agreements. Um,
do it, do it, do it.
here's the quick four agreements game, and you know when I get quick, it gets good. Um, the quick four agreements game is I'm going through my moment, and it's like, hang on, let me just use the four agreements as my perspective in the world right now. Like
Yes.
Tony Robbins and all the other stuff doesn't exist. It's just the four
Mm,
agreements and me.
yeah,
And so I go, okay, don't take it personal. Okay, got that
yeah,
one. Don't
yeah.
make assumptions. Okay, got that one. And then you get to the third one and the fourth one, and then you start going, but okay, third one, uh,
Always do your best.
always do your best. Okay,
Yeah,
so
always do
if
your
I have
best.
if these three are my first three, and I'm like okay,
Mm.
and I'm doing my best, and now I'm stuck, and the game is funny because the game it will change based on the situation that you're in, but you'll be like,
Right. Okay.
but just like here's the thing, it's the game is before you do anything, just remember the four
Just
agreements,
remember, absolutely. Which one is the
just
one that comes
recall
to you
them.
first? Which one is the one that comes to you first?
Uh, it depends on the moment, but like I'm really good at don't make assumptions. I'm really good at
Okay.
don't take it personal.
Yeah,
Like,
that's mine. Like literally, if I'm upset or
mm-hmm,
irritated or frustrated, I can
mm-hmm,
guarantee myself that I'm taking it
mm-hmm.
personally. Like guarantee. It's like my default like fucked up thing to do
In
my
in
to
the
myself,
moment,
which makes it hilarious that I do to
in
myself.
in the moment, I find that the agreement that I can't remember in the moment is
Yeah.
the real block because I can't even remember it right now.
You
It
can't
is
even
so
remember
blocked.
it.
And,
I'm so
but
bad
you
I can't remember it.
any other random moment, you'd be like, oh yeah, the four agreements are this, do-do-do-do-do-do, because you're
Yeah.
just like rattling them off because it's something that you've read
Yeah.
10,000 times. But
Yeah.
don't take it personal. Don't make assumptions. Um,
Always do
always
your
do your
best
best
and be integral to your word.
and be man of your word. So
Yeah.
I, in this moment, have the most issue with be my word.
And oh, really? Oh,
Mhm.
no, but
Because
that's
when
strange. I
as
tell you
as
why
I'm
that's
trying to bring it
strange.
up, as I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
bring
yeah.
it up to you, that's the last one I
Mm,
remember. That's the least one I'm connected to.
mm, okay.
And it'll
Because the thing
change.
that I love about being
Moment to
integral to
moment.
your word
Hmm.
was the way he goes into it, and he goes into it as, you know, your word has the power of being like good magic or black or bad magic.
Yeah,
So it can be good
absolutely.
magic, as in you can literally, with your word, light someone's life up. Um, and with those same words, you can destroy someone's life. And I take that as to remember, because who do you talk to yourself the most? You know, you talk to yourself more than you
Yeah,
talk to anybody else. So it's about
sure.
not only being integral to my word when I'm using it to other people, but be
Hmm.
integral to my word to myself
Hmm.
and turn it inside on myself. Kind of like use that same. I always say to
That's
my
the.
friends who are struggling or just kind of going through a really bad time, kind of have the same level of kindness, patience,
Hmm.
and grace that for
Hmm.
yourself that you would give to someone who you love dearly.
Right.
Because we don't
Yeah.
do that.
Say it
Yeah,
again
we
for
don't
the
do
guy in the.
that.
Say it again for the guy in the
For the
front.
guy way at the back or the guy at the front
No, for
or
the guy
both.
in the front. That
So,
I need to hear it again.
so B, have the same level of
Uh, uh,
patience, grace, and kindness for
yeah,
yourself as you would to someone who you love dearly.
I love it. Your
Yeah.
your exclamation point on thoughts that I've been having since I talked to myself the most. I've been
Yeah.
having this week while I'm sick, since I got back from the bottle school trips,
Mm.
since I
That's
hurt
why men need
myself,
lip
like
gloss.
all we
That's
need
why
lip
men need
gloss.
lip gloss. That's why men
What
should
does
have
lip
lip gloss. I'm telling
what
you,
does lip gloss do?
even on your shittiest day when you feel really bad, you put on your lip gloss, everything's marvelous. It's marvelous because you've got shiny lips and you feel fantastic. That's all that's missing in your life is lip gloss.
Can you feel me feeling it?
So what's the male lip gloss, Jonathan?
Oh,
Because I'm telling you, even on my shittiest days, I put on my lip gloss. Everything is well with the world. Male lip
oh
gloss.
man,
That's what
this
you need. Male
this
lip gloss.
my answer to this could go in like so many directions so quickly.
Gimme,
Um
gimme, gimme, gimme.
um I so just because it's you and me in a room and there's nobody watching anyway, right?
Nah,
Um
not yet.
that,
No.
that's what hey,
That's the
but
whole point,
uh,
though.
ag-
That's our
agree to
point.
the terms. Here we grow again.
Yeah,
This is
that's
like
our
hey,
point
this
and
isn't for
purpose.
them. This isn't for
Yes,
them. So
100%.
I I, I feel like at some level, um, going and quickly ejaculating is a male version of lip gloss.
I'm lip gloss. Ah, I love it. just a quick one. Is lip gloss. Okay, fair enough.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
I just need to put on my lip gloss.
And then and then you come back and everybody's like, he's in a good mood. And they don't know
So
why.
that pressure is released.
And they
I
don't
love it.
boop, they don't know why. Oh my god. So
I love
as
it.
as
And you made yourself
as as
cry.
as as I adjust my own lip gloss, like man, um,
Boom. Boom. That's good
that was
stuff.
the instinctual answer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Excellent. I love
my 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 my
it.
in my I was like, wow, and I thought of more than one, but I was like, oh man, um,
That's the
but there
real
has
one.
to be.
That's the
That
actual one.
might maybe I'm that honest. Maybe I'm that honest, and the will only be revealed on the reel back when the comments show up 3 years
Right?
from
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. When the comments show up, they'll be like, "Oh,
Yeah,
damn!"
they're like, oh, you gotta see this, dude. Minute 49, minute 49 is the spot, yo. Minute 49, it gets hot. Wow.
Oh my gosh,
uh,
I love.
um, and I don't know. I don't want to drop the mic because there has to be like a different way to
You
do
already
that
did,
because that's
sir.
not
You already.
that can't
That's
happen in every lip gloss moment though.
not.
So there has to be that's like you that's the nth degree, and
Right.
you know there must be like
There
a
has to be like the PG version.
I was very consistent about chapstick for a long time, so I
Okay.
could definitely
So
use
you
my
had your
chapstick
chapstick.
as my like
Yeah.
because
Actually, I have a lot of male friends that like their chapstick.
I feel like you're asking like the Clark Kent Superman in the phone booth moment,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure.
like
Yes.
there's there's plenty of times that I have to do the Clark Kent Superman without the thing that I said. Um,
Okay.
so we must have more than one tool. Uh,
Duh.
we we must have more than one tool. Um, I'm a person like it doesn't matter where I am or what's going on. I have access to something to make me smell better, like cologne or essential oils or hand sanitizer or something. I have
Mhm,
something
mhm, mhm,
that is going to make me smell cleaner than nothing.
mhm. Yeah,
Um,
because smells,
I
yeah, smells are important. Yeah.
I
Mm,
revert to that. Like if
okay.
I can't go do what I said, then
Then plan B.
that's then it's what's in the pockets, and what's in the pockets is maybe a chapstick, but
Mm,
more
but
than
something
that,
that
like
smells nice.
more than the moment that you're saying that I'm trying to match. If I put on my super eucalyptus citrus
Mm,
smelling like
yeah, yeah.
essential oils that just make me smell like I'm healthy, like
Nice.
and because if anything, I'm probably carrying an essential oil that, well, let's be honest. Let's just look in the pockets.
Yes.
Let's just go there. I
What you
got the
got?
car
What you got?
key.
What you got?
I got the car key with a knife hidden in my car key thing. I got second thing to come out said essential oil, and then
Ah,
I got more keys, a lighter, and change. So
mm,
that's the right pocket of John
that's
Linus
the
at
right
any
one.
given time.
Excellent.
But
I love it.
like
I love it.
given
And what's
given that
that
I
one?
can, this is something that I've probably mixed together myself. This is gonna be less. This is less forest. This is more like citrus and
Mm.
I don't know, some kind of um, woody smell and
Okay.
something floral. Um,
Mm.
Probably like a lavender or something like that. So
Yeah.
whatever that is, like
Yes.
whatever
Yeah.
four or five
That's
things
the
that are in
stuff.
there, like I'll go to that. And I noticed that it's funny that you asked because I hadn't thought about that in a while. But I'll go
Mm.
in a stressful situation or in the situation where you're at where women must have this moment. Like I'm a man, so I don't really know, but women must have this moment where you're like you're about to go into something, you're about to go into the
Yes.
store, you're
And
about to
you
go in
need
to
that.
meet your
Yeah.
friends, and you need the
Mm-hmm.
shift.
Yes,
I'll
you need the shift.
like
Yes.
this really
You'll,
is mine. Like
that's the shift.
it's you
Nice.
know it's like it's old lady back of the hands, and then in the mustache, on the beard,
Nice.
and I don't know why. And then if I gotta get crazy, it's arms and like and chest and body. But if it's the
Yeah.
simple, then I can go back of the hands like mustache
Yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah. And then you're good
Like
to go. Excellent. I love that. That's a good,
and
it's
if
a good anchor too, actually. It's a good, it's
I
like a,
I have that
it's
one.
a, yeah, it's a good anchor. Like a, I like that. It's a
What's
sensual anchor.
hmm and what's
Yeah.
I know what you said, but what's an anchor?
Oh, like when you do, I think it's like a Tony Robbins thing. So you're in a moment where you want to kind of step up, or you want to
Hmm.
kind of just be powerful in that moment. And he goes through this
Right.
process where you pick emotion.
Uh-huh.
So it could be you do something with your hands, or you do something with your body, but it's a very
So
slight motion, and then
right.
that motion in itself kind of sends a message to your body that you're yeah, now I'm ready.
Do do your move.
Yes, do
Make your
your
move.
move.
Do your
Exactly.
move.
Make your move.
Make your
That's
move.
the one. That's the one.
And
That's the one. That's the one. That's the one.
it's I have that, but you're what's funny is I for sure have the like Tony
Yeah,
Robbins like he
really.
because he's just
Yeah,
like I'm ready to
yeah,
fight you. Rah, make your move.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
I do that. I do. It's funny. I do that a lot. Not because he does
Mhm.
that, but because it's just the natural like I'm ready. Like I'm ready for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
world.
yeah, yeah.
Ready, like you're always the gladiators. Um, I definitely have a like a grateful pose where I'm
Mm,
bowed in gratitude. If my hands are together, it doesn't mean whatever you've seen in a movie or whatever you think it means. Like
mm,
my hands together in front of you like is my most like wow thank you. If my hands are like this to you, not because
mm.
I've read anything from a Chinese manual or any Buddhist monk. I just
Yeah.
I'm just so grateful. Herson, the director of bottle schools for the Hug It Forward, um,
Mm-hmm.
he he goes like, Jonathan, you need the emoji like this. Like this is your emoji.
Yeah,
Your
yeah, yeah.
emoji is
That's your
like, you
yeah,
know, the
yeah. With the
mustache
beard,
guy with
get someone
mustache
to
guy
draw
like
that.
this.
Yeah, that's
And
nice.
and I was like,
I
boop, I
like
just
that.
sent it
You
to
need
him.
someone to
It
draw
was
that.
already
Yeah.
there. It
Oh,
was I
joy,
need the
joy.
logo. Like I could do the logo for
Yes,
sure. Um but the emoji it was already there. It was like beep, it's already there, dude. You could have
excellent.
looked that
I love
up.
it. Totally
And
resident.
but that and it's funny, I've seen so many pictures of him like that now that he said that about me.
Ah, excellent. I love it. I love it. Love it.
Like
Love it.
the one of the great things that I've heard, I think it was Allison Armstrong and maybe Byron Katie too. Um, but in the realm of Tony Robbins, if you have good content, Tony Robbins will take it and use it. And I heard somebody say, "Aren't you mad that he's like uses your content as
Yes.
some of his best content?" And
Yes.
this, I'm pretty sure it was Allison Armstrong
I
said,
think it was Alison Armstrong. Yes, it was. Yeah.
yeah, and she
Yeah,
said no, take and use. Like if he takes my content and uses it, he's
yeah.
it's gonna trickle back to me at some level. So that's how I get paid.
Big,
But
and
for
it's a big
for
compliment.
and especially for a man to take and use anything is male or female highest praise. It's like, well, shoot,
Yes,
I'm
exactly,
gonna
because that means they value it, they respect it, and they it's critical enough for them to
mm-hmm,
speak it into
mm-hmm,
their own words, which is a huge thing for
right.
a man to do. That's massive. Yeah,
Right,
totally.
and Tony is a man's man,
It's a
and
massive
I heard
man's
him
man.
say, I, I heard him say, for sure, definitively, I heard him say that the first time I quote you, I give you credit, and then the second time is mine.
Excellent.
It's like
Fair play.
I gave you
Fair
credit on a
play.
big stage, and
Yeah,
all my
the one
stages are
time.
big.
Yeah, the one time.
I gave you credit. I gave you credit when
Mm,
I started
I
using
love
it,
it.
and then I used it because that's good stuff.
I love
That's
it. I
really
love
good
it.
stuff. That's communal property.
Well, on that note,
Yeah.
I'm going to end this game because I have to pee and I have to
Well,
shower. And on Sunday,
enjoy.
I'm gonna be in North Hampshire.
37.
No, Nottinghamshire. I'm going to be in the Shire.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and be somewhere like that is so obviously not London, so you can see the beautiful English countryside.
Is this like the Kardashian London countryside?
Um, no, it's like the actual. It's up north somewhere. It's
I
actually
don't know what's
countryside.
what.
So like 2 hours. It's gonna take me an
Bring
hour
it.
and a half on a train to get up there, and it's about a
Bring it.
3 hour drive. So
I'll go
I'm
on a
gonna be
journey.
like country.
I'll go on a journey. Let's
And
go.
on Tuesday I'll be there. So like basically our podcast Sunday and Tuesday I'll be in the country.
In the contra.
In the
Cool.
country.
I'll meet you there.
Yay! Mwah.
I will meet
Thank you,
you there.
people, for
Thank you.
being here with us in the growth games, and we will see you on Tuesday.
Thank you for today.
Yay!